How are you?
I'm like, oh yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, Casey.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Josh Peck and Casey Kerrigan.
Let's see. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would need to do an acting chair and then do
So Shannon, Shannon's not coming to this one?
Shannon's online right now.
Oh, hey Shannon.
well, if she's online, we don't need an acting chair for today. It would be for June.
Shannon.
I asked if somebody else could share today. I might have to hop off early. I have the kids and Luke's not here. He's out of the country, so.
Okay.
Want to do?
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, just make a motion and appoint an acting chair,
Okay.
like anything.
Um,
to you
is
guys.
that something we can discuss in the next 30 seconds of who wants to do that?
I
Yeah,
think just
I think that's what we have.
I know it's with being business, usually Robert rules prevents talking.
you have a quorum now. I would just start
Okay, so
discussing.
just open,
This is the start of the minutes right now.
um, who wants to run them?
If you guys help me with prompts, I'll do it.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
come on over in the middle, Dan, my dear.
What?
Yeah, you gotta be front and center.
So can someone make a motion to appoint Ms. Shannon, Commissioner?
Hello.
I move to appoint Molly as the acting chair
Yes.
tonight.
Second.
Can I do that before the meeting starts?
Oh, it's already active right now, so
Okay.
yay or nay.
Okay. Can I get a motion to appoint Molly as acting chair?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excite. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little stilted, but I'm here for you.
Um,
The bottom, call for order, staff, Commissioner, Angelina, would you want to agree to the agenda?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so, I'm not exactly sure I called the, meeting to order. Did anyone do that?
Oh, we did once we voted in.
Okay,
It was very long business.
Yeah.
okay. So, so, does everyone agree to the agenda? You get a motion to accept the agenda as written.
I move to approve the agenda with no changes.
Second.
Second. Oh,
Aye.
Would a voice vote be submitted? A voice vote would be sufficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye. Everyone?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now, we'll hear from Mr. Gritzko about relevant actions by town council.
Recently, we were happy to appoint Dr. Kerrigan to the board, so welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Casey Kerrigan is indeed a doctor and professor at UVA. And she also, what's the name of your business? I can never remember. Osh.
OEFH.
Osh Shoes is a preoccupation because she's all about healthy walking and ergonomic walking with shoes. And so that's what she does. It's very exciting that she's here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But we also talked about the upcoming conversation about the budget as a town. And also with our town administrator leaving, about the need to fill that position, and that we've accepted different applications and there'll be a process to fill your shoes. Javier, we're going to very much miss you, but at the same time, to fill the spot with you leaving. But thank you so much for all that you've done for the town and for the commission in so many different ways.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a shame
Oh, are you?
But it was a pleasure meeting you about like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
It was between literary festival and something else.
right, right,
Yeah.
Made
Yeah.
a strategic plan for planning.
Yeah, we were talking about trails.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's,
And Lincoln.
that's a
Yeah.
priority over here in this spot.
Yeah.
So,
So you might see on Zoom our planning fellow Lincoln Lewis who led that.
Yeah,
that
yep, yep.
who?
Oh.
The one other thing I'd say, just as a council, would be as a. To the planning commission and also to those in the town watching. Definitely look for upcoming meetings of the council because we do have to get a budget done. By the end of the fiscal year, and that conversation is important, and we're interested in your input, both if you want to communicate with anybody on the council or come to any one of the meetings that we talk about it. Madam Chair,
Well, that was the end of it?
that's the end of it.
Okay. I do also remember that you guys talked about, the funds that you all have had available to the Boys and Girls Club in the past. And that's a point of contention or a point of interest to maybe solidify is how that process might work. And the selection criteria for how to award that.
So what you're referring to is for several years, we have given money to the Boys and Girls Club, and then last year. The Government Service Committee wanted to have a process where anybody in the town could apply for money to be awarded from the town. And there's been a debate about that conversation. And then as we are into the budget allocation process, we've heard from SCAN, who's come and talked to the town council. There's also an openness to others who would be interested. There's been some have said we don't have the money to give away. Others have said why are we changing the process? So it said, yes, it's been a big conversation about that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting and it's certainly a topic of conversation in the town right now, actually. Just talking about, what types of groups and people and all of that should be eligible for something like that, but
Absolutely.
it'll be interesting to see. All right. Any matters from the public?
Chair will not have anyone online.
Okay, okay.
And there's no one in the victory hall.
You are, no. Okay, so now we're at new business. We have the introduction of new commissioner, Casey Kerrigan, MD. We have already, I jumped in on that one, probably shouldn't have. But there you have it.
Yeah, twice.
So let me just follow the agenda and say, please welcome Casey Kerrigan, MD, who is fabulous and is going to join the council with the interest of, helping our trails and our nature observance through the park, I'm sure. The park, yeah. So, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
All right, next, we'll have old business comprehensive plan update by planning fellow Lincoln Lewis. Yes,
Great. Well, this sounds like a game show almost. This is really exciting.
it is exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Javier, if I could have permission to share my screen, that'd be much appreciative. Thanks so much. Okay. Okay, now I can. Great. So, let me just find my PowerPoint here. Oops. Okay, so basically from last month, there were several follow-up items, and at the end of my short presentation, I have our to-do list. So starting off, I'd like to welcome Dr. Kerrigan and offer to meet up with her separately just to kind of brief her on what we've been doing since she attended one of our workshops maybe a year and a half ago. So glad to be in touch with you if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah, he's great.
Then next thing we talked about at the last meeting was the Dark Sky Initiative. Okay, so the gentleman came and advocated for the town to consider really promoting the Dark Sky Initiative. So I was writing down all of his points, and I've put that in your section, Molly, in the comprehensive plan.
You,
So basically, the conclusion was really advocating for a volunteer dark sky monitoring committee, ascertain the nighttime light baseline, and coordinating with the Architectural Review Board to determine light, color, temperature, and other technical requirements.
do
And
we
then
know,
also, go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say, do we know whether the Dark Sky Initiative has equipment or anything like that they can loan to us, or, you know, are there suggestions as to what to use to figure out what we talked about this before.
Well, I was actually looking at their website this afternoon, and it's quite extensive. They have a lot of great recommendations and how-to guidance, and also contact details for the local chapter, which I assume that the gentleman that came last month is a member.
Yeah.
So I even pulled up the fact that he mentioned that 70% of North American birds migrate. So basically. Uh, that's in there, and I even put a footnote to the website. So I think Molly, you could kind of factor this into the text, and I think it'll
I
be quite
know,
useful.
yeah, I apologize. I wanted to also mention, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I wanted to mention that I went to a scan event not too long ago where a young girl, Rowan, Eaton, Rowan Eaton, I think she is. Anyway, she had put together a project where we were all making bluebird boxes for Scanland, which was really fun. And I learned so much about woodworking, which I loved too. But the main point of what I'm trying to say is, do you remember when the man was here and he talked about the migratory patterns of the birds, and that the bright light would confuse them and they would run into the buildings, and that was causing problems with their population and their migration to wherever they were headed and all of that. So I told her that I thought that would be a really great kind of pairing, or that they could certainly work together on, talking about how to, you know, encourage the birds and protect them, and also talk about how dark sky is also important because of the migratory patterns of the birds. So anyway, I mentioned something to her and I just thought I'd mention it to you all. But she is working on that project. I think she's a freshman in high school and is doing it not necessarily for credit at this point in time. So I was very impressed with her, and she put together a great project. And we had people with us who were, woodworkers and things like that. So it was really great.
So is this for light businesses in town and
Mhm. And even with the bright lights in someone's backyard, I mean, it's just,
okay,
it
it's
talks
residential
about,
too. Okay,
yeah, it
Oh,
talks
great.
about
Okay.
training them down
okay.
or putting on hoods
Mhm, mhm.
that might help with directing the light instead of having it broadcast, that kind of thing. I'm really all for it, and I think there have been a couple of sightings of some really bright lights that don't need to,
Bless you.
or could be trained a little bit differently,
And so
so.
I see for the migratory, but I mean also for human health.
Yeah.
Everybody, sleep is so
Yeah.
much better with darkness. And
Well, it was interesting because I said something in one of the meetings and my neighbor trained his light, like changed out his light, and it's training straight down and stuff. And then he put in some cameras to train on my house. So I don't know which is worse. but he is certainly welcome to do what he does on his own land. But it was interesting that I said something here and then all of a sudden his light was not shining on my house, and I love it. I'm really appreciative of it. Yeah.
So Molly, I just mentioned I have the website up for the Dark Sky Movement.
Oh, yeah.
They have specifications of approved lighting. They have even codes and statutes that communities can adopt regarding the Dark Skies Movement, and then further information about light pollution. So I think this is a great resource for whoever in the town is going to take this forward. Yeah.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? We do think of a lot of really good ideas that need manpower to move forward, so.
And also woman power. Yes.
People power.
People power.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. So just to conclude that point, that text is captured. Okay.
Right.
So the next item to talk about is the updated comp plan vision statement. So we talked last month, and the guidance was to keep the vision statement in the document. So what I've done, I've updated it to align with our principles and goals. Okay.
Nice.
So I've added the red text and then crossed out the former black text. Okay. And it's all very similar. It's just aligning the terminology, I think, is the most important thing, to not create confusion or duplication. Yeah. So if anyone has any comments on this, I've emailed it to you earlier this afternoon. So if you have time, please reply. If not, we can proceed based on this.
Okay.
Okay. Then the other thing for today is capturing the strategic plan into the comp plan, because as you remember, both processes started kind of in parallel. And the strategic plan is a short document led by Eileen. And basically, it came up with these 6 strategic priorities. So we did an exercise, and then we kind of looked at which ones are relevant to the comprehensive plan. So that I've summarized, whether it be a direct connection, an indirect connection, or underlying connections, whether it be the police force, for instance. We don't have a direct physical connection with the police force because we're a comprehensive plan. So that is done too. So basically on our to-do list, I added the dark sky movement that wasn't on a previous to-do list because the gentleman spoke at the meeting. Then I revised the vision statement and then summarized the strategic plan. So we've got 3 done on the top there, and then we got to keep working on the rest there. Any questions or comments or other things to consider?
Lincoln, just a question for you. What's your current time frame in terms of when you think the updates would be completed?
I think I'll have my remaining 3 items by next month at the planning commission meeting, and glad to work with Molly on those other 2 items, and I'll follow up with Lisa again, and if she doesn't have a chance to do it, I'll just do Lisa's portion. So I really hope to have everything on this page ready for next meeting. Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I will help you with that. All right, so is that everything?
Well, one thing that's not on the list is a proofreading of the document, and maybe what I would suggest, since Dr. Kerrigan is new and she has very fresh eyes,
Yeah, that's true.
she might be the excellent person to kind of do a proofreading of the document, because we've been looking at it a long time, and just make sure that the sequence and so on and so forth makes sense. That'd be a suggestion, kind of a low-hanging fruit I see that just kind of popped up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Can you send her a link to the working document?
Sure, I will give her that link, and just to check, Javier, you've put her in the Microsoft 365?
Yes, so
Okay.
I could mess around with that and see if I can send it before we leave today.
Okay.
I still need to set up your personal email. So
Oh,
I'll send
okay.
one to your.
Yeah, I've got like a couple different Microsoft account.
I know, I do too.
Do you have to do another one?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
I
send
guess
one
you have to.
For.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, yeah.
So once that's set up, you'll be able to access our working document and in our folders. Yeah.
yeah, I have 3 of them right now, so I'm hearing you. Okay, great. Lincoln, thank you so much. How are things on the island? Or
Oh, I'm
where are
back
you?
from I was on Singapore, the island of Singapore
Right.
last month, but now I'm
Yeah.
on the island of Tangier.
Oh, okay, back
Everything's
home.
doing well, yes. I've submitted my dissertation proposal. I'm
Oh.
defending that next week. So after that's hopefully approved next week, all I have to do is write my dissertation. So I'm almost
Yeah,
pretty much done.
that's great.
Did I hear right, Singapore?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in Singapore last month, and then I'll be there next month again for the summer.
Yeah.
But
So
glad to
tell
connect
her,
with you on Zoom. Yeah.
yeah, you should tell her what were you doing in Singapore? I can't remember.
Oh, visiting my family.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, doing a little research also in Indonesia. So yeah, headed back there for the summer. So I'll be able to connect with you on these last 3 items of mine plus the other items during the
Yeah.
next planning commission meeting from Singapore. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
So when you guys talk, you'll probably go through some of the, like the cross hatching with her and all that.
Cross-hatching, do you mean the
The
do you mean
principles and,
weaving approach of the principles and goals? Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yep.
All right, great. Well, if that's that, would anyone like to have anything to say or have any questions, or would you like to put in a motion?
I think this might be the shortest meeting on record.
I know, honey, I have to say, that was 22 minutes.
All right. Well, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
That's it. Meeting adjourned.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln. I want Lincoln to stay though. We're gonna talk, right?
No, we can't.
Oh,
Let's see.
but he said after. I could.
Well, she could talk to Lincoln and he's not a planning commission.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
Well, he's gone.
I already sent an email. We do need